Good morning, everyone. Welcome, Harlands. It's great to be able to see. It must be great for you to be able to see me, even if I can't see you. It's great to be part of something all together in our weekly assembly. And we're going to start things off this morning with our challenge from last week. So a reminder. Before we do that, I need to say, of course, if there are messages that you want passed on, drop them in the chat along the side and I'll try to pass them out later on in the assembly this morning. So last week's challenge, you'll remember, was to recreate a scene from a book. And you could have done that by acting things out with other members of your family. You could have done that with things that you could have made out of Lego or of cardboard. And I have to say, the things that you've produced this week really haven't disappointed. In actual fact, out of all the things so far, all the challenges that we've done, this has been the most popular out of all the challenges. So there are lots of different results and some really amazing bits of work or recreations that you've done. I'm really pleased to be able to share them with you now.
High, so your roots
So thank you very much to everyone who sent those through to us. It seemed like it was just an excuse for some dads to sit in swimming pools to me, but some fantastic results. Well done. Thank you very much. But of course, they're not the only things that have taken part this week. We've also had some children do some great things in their maths work. So here are some of the certificates awarded this week for our maths achievements in the TT Rockstars and Numbers. Well done to all of you for working so hard this week on your maths. Congratulations on getting your certificates. So there have been some other work that has been sent in from home this week. Lots of people trying lots of different things, despite the fact actually last week was a school holiday. It was actually our Easter holidays. So well done to all of you. Let's have a look at some of the other things that have been going on. Thank you very much for sharing all those things with us. I particularly like the use of Scrabble that some people use to help the children with their learning of their words and putting their sounds together. Fantastic, fantastic job. And so this week's story is about a lion and a mouse, and it's been read to us by Alfie Jefford.
The Lion Inside by Rachel Bright and Jim Field. In a dry, dusty place where the sand sparkled gold, stood a mighty flat rock, all craggy and old. Under that rock, in a tiny full house, lived the littlest, quietest, meekest brown mouse. He was so very tiny, so incredibly small, that nobody noticed him ever at all. He got trod on and sat on and missed out for stuff. Ignored and forgotten, yes, mouse life was tough. Meanwhile, far above on top of the rock, times were quite different, and it was Lion o'clock. This huge, toothsome creature made sure everyone saw how important he was by how loud he could roar. He was head of the pack, he was shouty and tough. He loved showing the crowd he was made of strong stuff. Yes, all were impressed by this mighty cat. If only, thought Mouse, I could be more like that. Then late one dark night in his Minnie Mouse bed, the cleverest of thoughts popped into his head. He jumped from the covers and held up a paw. I've got it, he said. What I need is a roar. I mean, if this mouse with the weeniest squeak was a little more grrr and a little less meek, well, he'd still be the smallest of fuzzy brown mice, but he'd make friends and join in, and life would be nice. Yes, thought the mouse, I must find out how. I will learn how to roar, and I will learn it now, but gulp. Oh my gosh, there was one beast who could teach him this thing, but might make him a feast. It was time to be strong, take a chance, after all, forever such long time to be small. So he made himself brave, and he thought like a winner. He set off for the top, hoping not to be dinner. It felt like the scariest thing he could do, but if you want things to change, you first have to change you. The further he climbed, the closer he got to the slumbering lion recycling on top. Then at last he stood on his tippy toes. He found himself suddenly nose to nose. Gulp. Pardon me. Wake up, Mr. Lion. You've got company. Squeak. Mr. Lion, I've come to you for is squeak. Do you think you could teach me your roar? As silence befell, that twinkling plain lion opened his eyes and puffed out his mane. Time slowed right down, why it felt like a week. Then he opened his mouth and let out an eek. The lion was shaking, his paws all a fumble. He was backing away with a scrambling tumble. "Don't hurt me," he whimpered. "Oh, try to be nice." Well, my goodness, this lion was afraid of mice. "Don't worry, Mouse peeped. I'm a friend, not a foe. Let's rock this together. We'll have fun, don't you know?" That was a magical moment for sure. When Mouse didn't feel at all small anymore. He had found his true voice and learned to speak out. And for that, you don't need to roar or to shout. And from that day, always the two were a pair. They both liked the rock better. Now that rock was to share. The mouse, while still little, felt big in his head, and lion, he still roared, but with laughter instead. Yes, that day they both learned that no matter your size, we all have a mouse and lion inside.
Thank you, Alfie, for reading that story to us. Bravery comes from daring to fail. That's something I want us to think a little bit about today, because if I think about this time that we're all in, we've all had to take risks, we've all had to try things new. I mean, for goodness sake, 3 weeks ago I didn't know how to do a live stream on broadcast to lots of people, and now I find that I'm showing other schools locally how to do that as well. So we've all had to adapt and learn things new, but that means taking a risk, and sometimes in the things that we need to do, we need to take a risk and show that we can be brave to try some of those new things. So let's see who has been here today in the chat. Let's see who has been posting comments. I can see that Sophia and Adam Ali both say hello to everyone. I can see the Yendors there again, regular people watching. I can see lots of people saying well done to Alfie Jefford for reading the story this week. I can see the Kedwoods saying hello to everyone in Owls and in Kestrels. I can see the Chitty family as well. Thank you so much for passing on these messages. It is so good to hear from you and to get some feedback from you as I stand alone in my own office. It's just weird being by myself. I can see the Roberts as well. Izzy and Josh saying hello to everyone. I can see Evie and Harry Kemp. I can see Esme and Thea say hello to their friends in the Ducklings and Sparrows class. I can see the Gibbs, Kaya and Mia. I can say good luck to Dexter in his karate exam later today. I hope that goes really well. And I can see, who else can I see there? Cooper Barker, hello to you. Oh, I can see my son Ruben. Good morning to you. I can see Kieran, Venus as well. It's so good to get these messages and to feel that we're all part of something together. Now, last week there were several children who celebrated a birthday, and that included Yassine, Sadie Jane, Iris and Maisie, and we want to wish you all and hope you all had a fantastic birthday. But today, of course, is a special birthday for one particular child, and that particular child is special to us because he's been in most days at school because his parents are both key workers working on the front line, and so it's been particularly hard for him, and we hope that he is having a fantastic day today, and that's to Ned King.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you, Ned, from all of your class and from all the staff and children at the school. We look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. And so that almost brings me to the end of the assembly. I need to set next week's challenge, but before I set next week's challenge, I thought it might be worth just reminding parents and children that work from now on for Key Stage 2 goes online and is all in the Google Classrooms. If you ever need your password resetting, just email us at the school and we will reset them for you. The work is all on there. It's the first time at the school that we have used this particular software. So I expect that there may be some issues or problems with that. If you share your issues or problems with us, we will work with you to try and get the best out of that. For nursery, for reception, for year 1 and 2, your work remains online. That all went live on there this morning. And teachers wanted to pass on a message to you to just say, really, just try your best. With all of the work that's put on there, we know that you're not teachers and we know that we are teachers, and sometimes we don't get that communication just right. Just try your best. Don't stress about it. When we all come back together, we can help the children to catch up, to relearn things if they need to. Just as parents, try your best. And children, remember, give your parents a break sometimes. They also need a break as well. And so this week's challenge, week 5 challenge, is to design and make some transport that can safely carry an egg over a distance of about 1 metre. It would be really great if, like last week, you can send me ideally photos in of your little transports that you've made. You could make them out of cardboard or egg boxes. You could make them out of Lego or other items that you have around the house. A real chance for you to think about how you could safely transport an egg over a distance of about 1 metre. It would be lovely to see them, lovely to be able to share them next week during our assembly next week. So that just leaves me to wish you all a fantastic day. I hope that you are all keeping safe at home and that you're all really looking after each other, and I look forward to next week's assembly at the same time next week.